Buongiorno. How are we all? How are we all? It's Thursday. It's Thursday, and we're going to be having a look at young Bob. How are you, Solim? Crag, hello. Olga. Olga's in the house. Oh, I pressed that twice then. Won't clicking on Olga. Nellie's in the house. How you doing? Oh, it's the old thingy today, isn't it? The Makerfield by-election. So we've got an extra stream tomorrow, 1:00. We talk about the results. Probably talk about why Labour won it and why Restore and Reform split the vote. Oh, controversial. Controversial. Always. As always, ladies and gents, when it comes to having a bit of knowledge and going through and speaking about things, we need a guest. Who shall we have? Oh, Jake again.
I don't know who I'd suggest.
No. One day we will think of someone.
We'll think of yes.
Uh,
You okay?
The drill. That's been jumping. Yeah, all good, mate. I was watching the football there, and it's like 7 minutes added on. I was like, typical. Haven't got time for that. See you later. Legged it up here. Made my brew. I've got next week's reviews ready for Tuesday and Thursday. You might have seen. Tuesday is Young Bob talking lady, and Thursday is Anna Kasparian and Pearl Davis having a debate. And by the comments, it looks like, yeah, they're not all that. So it should be fun. 2 hours worth, but we'll just do one session looking at it, and you know, whatever.
2 hours, no.
But yeah, I think the reason I got these videos ready is 'cause I'm loving these thumbnails. That's what it is. Putting like two big balls of light and putting their pictures in it. I thought, my ideas are genius. So I've got AI to do that, and then I just put the two things in a bit of text. Go whiz! But yeah, look quite cool. So
and that's what it's all about. Putting your talents to good use.
That's it. My talent of using AI. And then just add in a couple of pictures.
Yeah, but I think it's great that whenever anybody has any sort of creative sort of output, then it's great that they can have somewhere where they can actually put that to a good use.
Definitely.
Because it is, as I've mentioned before, the highest order form of thinking that exists. So creativity is the apex and what we should be trying to train ourselves towards.
Oh, there you go then. Yeah, I was thinking today, I'm painting in ages. I need to do some painting, so I need time to do all that. So, but yeah, I like the old thingies. Thumbnails, it's quite, AI, take this image, make him a wizard, and do this. But Sunday's up as well. The call in, ladies and gents, that's all up as well. So get your notification on, call in and, give us your words, really. Who else we got in chat? I said hello to Olga and Slim. There's a Pouncy. Yeah, Pouncy's there. Hello. Anyone else I missed? Crag, I've said. Pouncy, I've said.
Nelly.
Nelly. So good they named her 3 times. Woohoo! I think that's it. I think I've caught up. Yeah, Pouncy, yeah, so about the VPNs, yeah, they're something about banning them or something, wasn't it? Ridiculous.
How are they going to ban it?
That's exactly what someone said. The one I watched, they went, how are they going to do that? Because they said even in Australia, the children have got round the ban because they use WeChat and things like that, which is probably worse for your country because WeChat is Chinese.
I've never even heard of it until just now, so it's news to me.
Well, yeah, crazy. Oh, Dazzler's got a new picture there. Oh, is that something to do with the BBC type play on the BBC there, that picture? How you doing, Dazzler? Hope you're well.
There's an implication of communism there. It's very subtle, very subtle.
Yeah, the top right hand bit of it. Yeah, I did see. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, what's this? What's this? My whole needs done. You could do it without the need for ladders. Yep, I can actually paint all my downstairs, come all the way up, and near enough all of upstairs I can do. I don't need a ladder. There's only one part where it's actually on the stairs going up. But actually saying that, last time I think I leaned over. I got a bit of wood, rammed it in the roller, you know, the little hole bit, I put a screw in that and made an extension. That's what I done last time.
Ingenuity or ingenuity.
Yep. Yep. It's buy a ladder. No, I'm too tight. Stick. Find bit
Too,
of wood. Screw.
too tall, that's what it is. I would need a ladder.
Yeah. I had a bloke when I was in sales. He used to call me Longshanks and then used to call me Too Tall. The irony. He was short and podgy, so I couldn't really sort of say anything back to him.
Not really. And I have to say, I probably wouldn't have even attempted to do any decorating myself. There's no point. It would just be a mess. I would rather pay someone.
Oh, I love decorating. It's painting again, isn't it? But big time. It's quite therapeutic, so I don't mind. I've got to be in the mood for it though. So,
Yes.
and especially glossing with doors and or whatever. My missus does it. Drips everywhere. I do it. Nothing. I'm like, how do you make it drip? Are you putting that much on, or are you just a big drip, love?
Haven't you had enough of gloss paint after the door incident?
Yeah. Well, I painted it all. It's all nice and black. And I took all the silver stuff off and bought gold.
Very nice.
So, you know, we upgraded it all so it actually looks better. And everyone said, my God, your door looks better now since that happened. I'm like, well, you know, free upgrade. So,
These things.
T-shirt. Yeah, it makes sense now. But, yeah. Right, I think I was everyone there. Right. So I've got it all loaded up with young Bob.
Oh,
like
Dizzy's,
I say, next. Yeah,
Dizzy's in.
Oh, yeah, Dizzy. She wasn't there earlier, was she?
Obviously,
Hello,
now,
Dizzy.
there you go. I was just about to say it. And Mad Monkey Seeds, all the way from Holland or the Netherlands.
Monkey said. Yeah, don't say Holland. That's a part. It was right what you were doing. I remember looking it up.
Good luck to you, Nelly, for tomorrow. That's fantastic news. I hope it goes well, and I'm sure it will.
Yes, it is. Oh, volunteering role for tomorrow. Welfare and safeguarding for. Oh, didn't put it up. Safeguarding for neurodiversity support project that my wonderful friend Tanya's developed. I'm so excited for her and the attendees. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. That's
Very
what it's
nice.
all about.
Yes, Mad Monkey.
I was going to say, yeah, we got you.
There was a child thrown into the crocodile enclosure in Norfolk today. That is true. And I don't know if anyone else saw it, but I first heard it on Dan Wootton. And when he mentioned that the day before they'd celebrated something like World Crocodile Day, I couldn't help but laugh. Which I know it's not funny, but it was funny at the time. And it was also very funny seeing that twat Kezia on there also laughing in the background, which many people criticised in the chat.
Well,
but a tragedy, of course.
Well, did they get the 3-year-old out then, or?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like, you need to get him out and make it snappy.
Yes, you do.
It was like, nah, see you later, alligator. He went, you prick, I'm a fucking crocodile.
Yes, Slim, you're quite right. I almost could. There was so much of them on display today.
Right, that's all. That's all. That's
What I
all.
particularly love about Kezia when she is on Dan Wootton's show is the fact that whenever the camera is off her, she always has a face like this.
Like you do.
And she seems to think that that makes her look good, as does wearing hardly any clothes. I, she just makes me laugh. Our Grace is here.
Oh, yeah, Grace is in the house. How you doing, Grace? On this weird old Thursday, we had the sun out. The missus is like, oh, I'm going to mow the lawn. So she mowed the lawn. As she came in, it peed it down. And then the sun come out and it's silly hot again. Oh, what a weird day. So,
It has been a weird
but,
day. Very weird for me, as I woke up this morning because I needed to catch the postman to give him a parcel. I went back to bed, and then some asshole decided to ring my doorbell. I was not very happy about that. Then I went to check it was, so then I regretted saying, "What? Who the fuck is that?" But still, she could have at least let me know. She said to me, "I sent you a text message," and I said, "It's not very good sending me one when I'm asleep, is it?"
well, no. You know, call yourself old fashioned, but you don't read when you're asleep, do you?
Exactly. I mean, I'm a traditionalist.
That's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
No,
What was I going to say? Yeah, this mass deportation, that's what Bob's on about with this lefty on Tuesday. So that looks like a good one, the lefty woman. Like I said, the thumbnails are all up, ladies and gents, for this Sunday, next Tuesday, and next Thursdays with Anna Kasparian and Pearl Davis debate type thing. So click it to get your notifications on. Wednesday 1:00 isn't up because that's about the news. So the chances are I want it updated, and we want all good fresh news. So I normally look for news articles on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and then present them at Wednesday at 1. So keep an eye out for the thumbnail for that. So I can't put it up yet because I don't know what we're talking about. But tomorrow, Makerfield results. We're talking about that 1:00 bonus on a Friday. Are you lucky, you guys, or what? We'll talk about that.
Spoiled.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a split vote.
Spoiled.
And then Labour will win. Yep, absolutely. 100%. Bonus whiz content. Hey!
I think you would think that Labour would win, but it's not guaranteed.
No, I'd love for it to be a shock. Like Restore win it, because everyone would just be like, huh? But I've got a feeling it'll be Labour or Reform.
Oh, yes, probably will be. But if you think about it in a different way, whatever happens is a win for Restore. It doesn't matter if they don't win. If they can get 5%, 10% of the vote, that's a massive, massive showing for a brand new party. Anything above 10% is going to be absolutely extraordinary for that vote. So they're really there to make a stand and send out the message, we are here as well, we do exist. And yes, it might take votes away from Reform, and yes, that might allow Labour to get in, but that's assuming that all of these polls have been correct, and it's assuming that people actually turn out and vote for Burnham. They might not.
Yeah, I think a lot of that will be for Reform and Restore. There's always those people that give it large and I vote and that, and they still lie and say they voted and they never. Because what was it last time? It was only 47% turnout or something, and 53% couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
So, if that's...
Well, here, I had a look to see how many people voted, and it was just over 2,000. So that was about just over 40% of the population.
See, that's...
Because it's not very big here, as you can tell, if 2,000 is 40% of it.
But think about, people give it so much large. They're worried about, the Muslim takeover, Green Party, Labour, absolute 26 million U-turns. Oh, I'm so bothered. Oh, yeah, but we didn't vote. Well, shut up then. Just shut up. Stop moaning. If you can't be asked to go and vote, 60% of you would rather sit at home and do nothing and just go, oh, whatever. Then You've got no right to moan or protest about anything, innit? It's like sit down, shut up, and get a job.
It's a really difficult situation at the moment because that all of that stuff is true. You could also, if you wanted to, you could put forward an argument saying, well, yeah, okay, I have got a vote, but it doesn't actually do anything, it doesn't mean anything. And it's not going to change anything because the problem isn't voting, the problem is the system that's there, and we need to get rid of that. And the public can't actually do that. All they can do is show their disregard for it. But I'm on your side of this. I think that people should go out and vote.
Definitely. I think it matters more now than ever. I mean, you don't have to tell them who to vote for. You know, they got their own brain. They just need to vote. Whether it's
And
reform, restore, whatever. Vote.
all I I struggle with understanding why people are so keen to align themselves with either restore or reform at this moment in time, because the majority of people aren't going to be voting or haven't voted at Makerfield, and the general election isn't going to be for about another 3 years. I mean, it could be beforehand, but why are people rushing out to go and join parties and things like this when they never have done beforehand? I think that it might be a little bit too soon, and I think it just goes to show that what's really happening is people want to believe in something, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they're necessarily thinking things through before they align themselves with it. And I think Advance was a very good example of that, where people saw an opportunity, they really believed something would happen, but yet the management side of things was obviously poor.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, like I say, triggered Christian. I am not ignoring you, sir. And by the way, you're a mod, so go flex your pecs, your buys, give it some of that, get the tries on the go. We can't see your quads because obviously, you know what I mean? I've got man boobs, so don't sort of tense anymore. I'll tell you what, you go from 6 days a week down the gym to not, and it weird how all of a sudden your boobies just go. I was like, oh, I might have to start doing some exercises, but
I think
I was
once
a
you
bit.
hit 40, that's what happens.
I was in the gym till 45.
Really?
Yeah, maybe just a bit past that. You know, obviously my knees and my ankles and my elbows are suffering now. That serves you right. People, you think lifting weights is good. Yeah, it makes you strong. But when you're older, your body ain't built for it. It will come back and bite you on the arse or in the joints.
Well, that's actually a very good point, because I remember watching an interview with one of my favourite footballers, Batistuta, and he was saying
Oh,
how
yeah.
today he can barely get out of bed. He can hardly move because of the injuries inflicted on him over years and years of sustained punishment on the pitch. And he said it's
Well,
like a living hell.
yeah, see, maybe that's why they get paid so much. But still,
I don't think they deserve that much money.
no, blimey. But yeah, I've always thought that. Like, I
John
don't
is
think
in
we're
the
built
chat.
for it.
No, I don't think.
John.
John, he's a fan of
Uh,
Kessie as well. He was giving us some love earlier with Dan Wotton as well. I'm glad to see that. Well, I
yeah.
never.
But
Dizzy's going on about her itchy nipples. Crikey.
dizzy. Is that why you're
Me.
dizzy? You've been looking down, scratching, looking, going around in circles. So I'm so dizzy, my nipples are itchy. Oh dear. There we go. There we go, Emma. Everyone's singing about your nipples. Aren't you honoured?
You're honoured, very honoured.
So yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very much like that, Olga. Like anything with anything, like if you're not willing to do it, don't moan. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm looking to vote for the first time ever in the next general election.
Oh,
Um,
you haven't voted before?
nope.
You bloody hypocrites! After what you just said a minute ago. So
But
it's you, people like
I'm
you. So how
I'm
do we
not
get people like
associated
you to vote?
with any party now. I joined Advance and I was going to do my thing. They stitched me up. I'm not happy. I'm not impressed. I'm not associated with anyone. I'm on the fence. I can talk about anyone and anything freely, which is nice. But I will be going to the voting booth. Even the last one, even like the by-election thing, we were Lib Dems and we're still Lib Dems. So but health-wise, I couldn't get out. If I can get out, I'm voting. But
Okay, let me ask this question then, and
it
I
wasn't
mean it.
me.
No, no, I mean it's a serious question. If you never voted before,
Yeah,
what made you change your mind now?
because age, literally, I don't mean as in a pun. I mean, they say with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, so does awareness and understanding and reality. I've
Yes.
always been a bit like very flippant in life. Like, I was one of those, like, you could never put me down. And then when depression hits, like, you could never get me up. And I thought, oh my God, here we go. And I
Yeah.
thought, I feel like my brain is just, it's not being challenged. So I started that uh, portrait painting,
Yeah.
landscape painting, portraits. And I was doing that, and I was like, "Oh, this is good learning." Like, then I'll have a break, and then I'll go back. I'd have a week off, go back, and I was better. And I was like, "Yes, this is good. My brain likes this." And then I was watching something on the news, and I was like, "What are they talking about?" Like this, that, and everything else. I was already sort of looking into like the religion side of things anyway because of the heart attack situation.
Yeah.
But I was a bit like, "What's going on?" Like I don't actually know. I've been housebound for that long, and I've never used YouTube or nothing. And I'm like, I'm missing something here. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they saying that? Why are they starting on Tommy Robinson? So I looked into it. It's a long answer, by the way, mate.
It's all
So
right.
I looked
I
into it,
like long answers.
and I was like, this ain't right. So I looked up Tommy Robinson, and I couldn't find what they were saying about him. I was like, that's weird. And I was like, but I know I've heard of him before in the past, whatever. And I was like, oh, but that bodes in well with Islam. Let me have a look. So I started looking at that because obviously I ordered the Quran and this, that, and everything else anyway. And I
Hmm.
was like, nothing here adds up. That Islam, that's not a good thing. And then obviously I then looked at like news. Then I was looking up news, like I was putting like Islamic terrorist attacks, learning like, oh, 66,000 and that's not right. Shit, they're in our country. And then I saw David Wood, Apostate Prophet, God Logic, and then
Mm.
I overdosed on that for God knows how long. When you just find something and then that's it, that's all you just concentrate on. So it was
Yeah.
just all that, and I was like, this ain't good, and I knew it was wrong, and that's why I wanted to watch it. And then watching the news again, something come up. I swear it's something to do with praying, even back then. And I was like, who do they think they are? And I was like, how do you stop this sort of thing? And then something else come on the news, i.e. politics. And I was like, hang on, if you got politics like that, you're looking at Islam and doing all that, you could stop that. Why aren't they
Mm.
stopping it? So me and my brain's like, right, let me get on my laptop. What's going on here then? And then I looked into it all, and then obviously that opened the whole cat of worms of politics and all the different parties. And straight away I was like, oh, Green Party, no. UKIP, they're there, but not really there. Then there was Conservatives, Labour, and I was like, do you know what? I'm getting that feeling that I've always had that they just lie. What's the point? I'm not seeing anything here that's different. And then
Yeah.
that advance thing popped up,
Ah, I see.
and I was
And
like,
that gave you an
hmm.
option of something else.
Yeah, and I thought this is a bit different. It's new, but it's different. This might be worth following. So I did. And then it blew up in my face. But in all that time, I just kept looking up for any news, any articles, listening to people, and just googling like random videos, just watching it, just trying to understand like if I'm on the right side of history or the wrong side of history.
Mm.
And it basically knuckled down to the knuckled down. No, it literally
Boiled down.
came down to the point. I was like, do you know what? If we don't do anything, this country's screwed. Even I can see, like, oh no, it's racist and it's Islamophobic. It's like they are literally trying to take over. From the videos I've seen, the attitudes and everything else. And I thought, well, why aren't our governments doing anything with this cost of living? Why aren't the government doing anything with this? Why aren't the government doing anything with that? And it was just piling up. And I was like, this isn't good. And then I watched something that is saying, like, your vote counts. And I was like, do you know what? I've never done that. Maybe they're actually onto something. And then I
So,
started looking at what possibly could be voted for. But in that time, like now, I'm still swimming in it. I'm still
yeah.
learning.
Well, what would you say is the difference in you from before this period and after this period?
Is it, what do you mean by period?
So this period of becoming more sort of involved in wanting to learn more, how has that changed who you are now from how you were before you did all of that sort of stuff?
It's made me realize that we're actually more important than what we think we are, because voting and everything, dismissing that right that you have. But I think it boiled down with me with education.
Mm.
I've educated myself, and that's what's moved me on. But I find life a lot more important, a lot more serious since my heart attack, and I feel like you can't just go around flippantly taking things for granted, because before you know it, it's too late. And I think that's what's going to happen to me, could happen to you, could happen to the whole political landscape, whatever it may be. It's we're just too flippant about it, and like, oh, there's always tomorrow, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Not for us as individuals.
So do you think the answer then to get people who are not voting, which is roughly half people, do you think what we should do is we should give them all a heart attack so they die for 3 minutes, and then they'll come back and they'll have a new lease of life?
Yeah, that'll wake them up, wouldn't it? I
It
think
worked for you.
they it does, but I the most important part of that was I educated myself. I was willing to learn as well. Whereas
Yes.
I assume a lot of those people out there were exactly like what I was. I left school not having a clue. I was lost. I didn't understand nothing. The world, the country. Do you know what I mean? I must have been so thick. I don't know what I was doing other than drinking, watching football, like laying bricks or labouring or doing sales, whatever it was. I don't know what I was doing. I was like on auto mode. I wasn't in reality. And I think a lot of people are like that. And if they had it in them to sit and listen and learn, or go out of their way and do it on their own via YouTube videos or whatever, then they could make a difference because they'd understand it. But they're not. It's like when you say, oh, are you Christian? Mate, God, geez, oh, shut up. What? Have you looked into it? Nope. Right. So you come to that conclusion. How? Well, they're the same with politics. They're the same with Islam. Oh, Islam, yeah, it's a peaceful religion. Yeah, of course it is. What? Have you looked into it? Nope. It's a religion. It's going to be peaceful. And that's
Well,
what it is, a lack of education.
yeah, actually, that reminds me of something. I know I always mention her videos, but Nuria Khan did a video the other day, and she talked about when she first left Islam, that she suddenly realized that there were things like evolution, and there were all these different ways of thought that she had never been encouraged to think of before. And I thought that must have been really quite a liberating and frightening place to be, where everything you've ever known, all your thinking processes are suddenly challenged, and you find out there's a whole sort of universe out there that you can explore now. And I think that the
Yeah,
word you used there is a really good one, which is the word will, because that's the most important thing. And I thought about this a lot when I was teaching, that you can teach people anything at any level, but ultimately it comes down to whether they've got the will to want to learn. It's a two-way process, not a one-way process. And if people are willing to learn, then they will achieve things. But if you're not willing to, then you're not going to learn anything. It just goes in one ear, straight out the other one. And a lot of the time it's
yeah,
because it appeals to you, and something that appeals to your inner core somehow. Like playing guitar, for example, I had lessons for 4 years. The rest of it I taught myself. Didn't ask anyone for anything, didn't ask for any help. For years and years, I did it without having the internet to help. So, it's because I wanted to. It came from me. And the same with reading as well. It was just something that I wanted to do, that I enjoy doing, that I will go out of my way to do. And I think that's what you have to have when you're learning something. You have to have that will.
Yeah, I think it's half the battle. Like even now, like at 50, I'm like I haven't even found it yet. That thing, when people say, "Oh yeah, like um, I'm a scientist, I'm a police officer, I'm a politician." Oh, I knew that from the age of about 8. How? I've never had that. I've never known what I am, who I am, what I'm here for. None of it. Never.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I can answer it really. I just know it's important that we're here. But what am I supposed to like? What is my ultimate skill, or what is it within my soul that makes me want to do this, that, on it? Like, where is it? Like, I have my moments doing my landscape painting, but I mean, that's self-taught. I'm not brilliant. You say do guitar, but then you think, oh, like with you, like you become an English teacher. Did you know from the age of like 8, 9, 10, I want to be a teacher?
No, I wanted to be a guitar player.
but but that in you though, you must know like if I say like with my football or whatever, even hockey or whatever it might be, but you must know within yourself, yeah, you wanted to be a guitar player, but I bet you if you were honest with yourself, there was a shed load more you could have done to make that happen.
Yeah, there was. Absolutely was. And this is the thing that I find so frustrating, is that I just didn't know what that was or how to access any of that information because it wasn't available to me. Now I would know how to go about doing it, but obviously things are different now. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that I can look back now and I can see many different pathways I could have taken when I was younger, if I had the knowledge that I have now. But when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck. And I wouldn't have done what someone told me to do anyway. I'd have done the opposite deliberately. And I never
Yeah,
wanted to get into
like that.
teaching. I hated school. I got kicked out when I was in the sixth form. And the only reason that I did it, and I'm being perfectly honest here, is because I did a degree in English because I loved English and literature. And I finished my degree and I thought to myself, right, I'm going to give it a year and I'm going to have a look and see what sort of job I can get. And if by the end of the year I haven't found anything, I'm going to apply for teacher training. And I ended up doing that because I couldn't find anything else that I wanted to do. And once I started doing it, I realized I was actually, on my day, I was quite good at it. I mean, I didn't have enough good days, but on certain days I could be quite good at it. And for a while, it kind of, like you're saying, you kind of know who you are, like you're defined by the role that you have. And certainly in the community I lived in, I was known for who I was in that role by not just in the school, but the wider community as well, because you get to know people in the area, the shops, and the old people that come in and the parents and whatnot. And it was very difficult to then lose that and have to think about what to do next. And I still haven't quite decided, but I'm moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm a bit like, yeah, like always wanting to live and not have regrets, and yeah, you end up with loads of regrets. But
Yeah,
I've only got myself to blame. But even that though, I think, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. The fact I didn't, the fact I'm now sat here, age 50, doing what I'm doing, like I do genuinely believe there's some sort of divine intervention or fate or whatever you want to call it that will have you living how you're supposed to live. So if you were meant to be a guitarist, you would have been, mate, but you weren't. There was a different plan. They thought, no, you're stronger than that. You can do this. You're going to benefit kids by teaching them this. So,
could
like
be.
the universe stepped in and said, no, Jake, this is where you're meant to go, and that's why you went there. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously I assume the universe saw that, like your sleeping issues. They're like, yeah, but you're gonna have that, but that's who you are, but that's going to make you stronger. That's going to make you a better person. And you will end up doing Substack, still playing your guitar. But not only will you be happy, you will find your purpose. Do you not think like
I,
that's in the
I,
cards or how life could be?
yeah, I do like to try and think of it in that way, yes, and thank you for putting it in that way, because that is the sort of way that I look at it, is a positive. Because I do think now, okay, I haven't got some of the things that I had, but instead of focusing on that, what I focus on instead is I don't have to get up to an alarm clock anymore. I don't have the stress of getting snotty emails constantly all day and people checking up on your teaching and slagging you off behind your back and, having to deal with 30
Yeah.
kids for an hour and what you're going to do with them. So I
But
don't have
when
any.
it comes to money, material things, and all that, is that what makes you a man? Is that what makes you happy? Is that who you are in your soul? No, you're more than
No,
that. It's spiritual. It's you as a being. You are you
yeah,
happy in yourself? Not oh, I'm happy. I've got this. I'm happy. I've got that. No, you should be saying I'm happy because I am this.
yes, I absolutely agree. And to give an example, as you know, I did take shipment of my new television, so I can vouch for the fact that getting brand new things doesn't make any difference to your mood whatsoever. I mean, yes, it's very nice, and you are right, it was quite a difference. Particularly when you see something moving towards the screen, it made me want to flinch. But yes, it doesn't change anything. No, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, I've got loads of stuff that I've bought just for the sake of buying something and just doing it out of boredom, and it doesn't change anything. It does come from within, and I find that what makes me happiest is creating things. But probably the thing that I like doing most of all is I like helping people in whatever way that I can. Um, like even if it's just talking to somebody, and
Yep.
I've felt that the last few years I've done lots of planting of seeds in various different places, and I think eventually they'll grow.
Talking about having kids then. No, I didn't mean
Well,
that.
it's not too late for that. I'm not that old.
But it's weird, Slim. You say like motorbikes. That's weird because I found it quite. I did buy one, but my brain went and I didn't go out, so I had to sell it. I was a bit gutted because it was a real. It was to fit in with the fact that I was talking to someone from a biker club. I know people say a bike gang and all that. No, it's nothing like that. But they got their, they got their patch and all that sort of stuff. And it's in Portsmouth. And I spoke to one, and I helped one out once when someone done something to his bike, and I sorted him out. But that's where I don't know if that was because like lack of family or lack of friends or whatever. But I've always thought if you're in a biker club, like you're all brothers. Like I've never had that, so that attracted me.
Yeah,
But when I sold the bike, obviously that dream fell out my backside as well. But I wouldn't mind being part of a biker club.
yeah. My stepfather's in one, but well, when we went to Bentwaters, we saw there was a bike day out. They called it the Gentleman's Bike Ride. It was a charity thing. They do it for prostate cancer. But it was great seeing all these blokes with moustaches and very well turned out, proper gentlemen in suits and all of that on motorbikes. It was very interesting. But you said something really interesting then that I was going to comment on, and now I've forgotten what it was because it was something really important. Now, what the hell was it?
I don't say things that are interesting.
No.
What biker club? Family? Not having family?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Not
Yeah, not
cool.
having. Yeah, I mean, I've always had my mum and my sisters, so I've always had that closeness with them. But one thing I've never understood is the idea of that sense of wanting to belong to something, like a team or something like that. I've never felt like that because I've always just done my own thing. I don't really fit into anything anyway, so I don't it doesn't bother me. I just do whatever I feel like instead. Not in a bad
Yeah,
way,
I think
just that I just like this is what you get. That's it.
yeah, I think my
Not gonna
life
ch-
is a square, and family and friends are a circle, and I'm a triangle. That's how it
Yeah,
feels.
yeah.
Do you know what
But
I mean?
I've
Just
never wanted to be accepted though. And I guess it sounds to me like
yeah,
that's important for you is to feel accepted.
yeah. I mean, I'm very much like, if someone's in danger, it ended up costing my life, then so be it. I've always deemed that, like, say if someone jumped on you and I was in the street, I would jump in to help you, even if it cost me my life, because I've always seen someone else, like you say, that your life is more valid than mine. So I don't
Yeah,
mind giving my life up in order to protect yours. I've always had that in me.
yeah,
So maybe that's where the biker club thing and whatever.
yeah. And I guess it's not that far away, really, in terms of principle from the fact that I really related to the kids. That the first school I worked in was my favourite one because I just felt such an affinity with them because of the background that they had. They were all from broken homes and council estates, but they were smart kids who I knew if someone had, gave them a kind word, put them on the right direction, that might sort them out. And I felt very much like I was one of them. And so I suppose I had the acceptance in that way.
Yeah.
And it was very different when I went to the next school, but that was a completely different environment. It was much more very formal, very academic. It was, we're the best. Everyone here has to be the best. And it was an expectation that you had to be brilliant, which no one can ever live up to.
Yeah. I think a lot of my, like, uh, how do I say it? Maybe like being part of, say, uh, of a biker club, and say you get to wear your jacket or whatever, and you get your patches and whatever. Maybe that was always a way. Maybe it's somewhere in me thinking like then people might respect me because I've never
Yeah.
had that, or
No,
like something to be proud of.
yeah, I understand what you mean by that completely because it reminds me a bit like when I went to my second school, like I say, it was very elite there, but it didn't take very long until I found that people would, if there was some sort of English related question or like what does a word mean, I found that people would always ask me, not anyone else in the English department. And even when you get the really smart people would ask me things, that's when I felt, oh, okay, then I have got their respect around here. And yeah, that was quite a good feeling to be respected for your professional status and your knowledge. So that isn't too different from what you're saying about gaining respect either. It's just in a different aspect. Ah,
Yeah,
yes, Olga. I used to do that in maths. I fucking hated maths. So every single lesson, I would try and make sure I got kicked out, even by owning up to things that other people had done. And the reason wasn't because I wanted to learn, though. It was because once I got outside the classroom and I could listen to music, that was not my, or I could read a book. I just hated maths. But I completely
yeah, we all.
understand about wanting to learn. It's an obsession. I'm completely obsessed with it. I just can't stop doing it.
Yeah, I'm more open to it now than I've ever been. Do you know what I mean? Not school, just didn't have a clue. It was
Yeah.
too worried
Look,
about being
schools aren't
bullied
for
even at school.
schools really aren't for everyone, and it makes a big difference the people who are there. Like my English teacher at high school was very good, and I probably wouldn't have ended up doing it if she hadn't taught me. Um, and funnily enough, do you know what she used to do before she was an English teacher? She was one of Benny Hill's girls.
Nah.
And we found this out because she was off school one day and we were going, "Oh, miss, where were you yesterday?" And she said, "Oh, I was at the funeral of my friend Benny Hill." And we thought she was taking the piss. And she said she used to work on it. But of course, because he'd died, they then started to show the repeats. And there she bloody was running around in fucking lingerie. It was hilarious.
What?
Of course, every time we saw her, we used to whistle the Benny Hill theme tune.
Yeah, that's oh, classic.
Yeah.
That's wow.
I mean, by the
Not
time she was teaching us, she wasn't all that.
yeah, it's all gone south, mate.
No, but what I liked about her, though, is the fact that she did what I tried to do later on, is that she recognised something that I didn't know that I had and encouraged that talent. And if she hadn't done it, I wouldn't have done that, and I might not have ended up doing the studying I ended up doing later on. And it's because everyone who wants to do well in whether it's a subject or in a career or in life, it all very much just depends on your level of confidence. And if you can have that instilled in you, that's when I think you achieve most.
Yep, definitely. Definitely. We talk about achievements, right? Young Bob. Young Bob.
Yeah, so not a long
Wow.
video this.
No, but it's all good because I'm hoping sort of like.
It's worth thinking about the context here, because you'll see that this is before he was assaulted, but you can see that this is the start of that assault. You'll see the genesis of it. Obviously, I don't know what happened in between this video and the assault, but I don't think that it's coincidence that they're linked. I also know that someone that you see later on in the video was and has been arrested for their actions.
Right. Is that Daniel Ruffby or whatever his name is? Long hair, ponytail geezer.
No, this is someone else who you'll have to wait and see.
Right. Okay then.
But the point being, you can see that he's there. He's literally in the middle of the street in Manchester. There are people walking around everywhere, so he's got nothing there to protect him from anyone. He's just there with a can't think what they are, fold-up table that you use for camping by the look of it, and someone there with a camera, and that's it. So he could have anyone come up behind him. He could have anyone come up from the side. Anything like that. We know what Manchester's like. It's a fucking zoo. Crocodiles everywhere. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't make a joke about that. But he...
Yeah, sorry. No, it's the next video. That one Tuesday, it's Liverpool. This is Manchester. Yeah, sorry, mate. Carry on.
That's all right. And what I think is interesting about this video is obviously we can see there the security concerns. But what is really interesting about this is we saw the assault that happened. Here you can see why what he's doing is important. Because he's just going around trying to have conversations with people. Yes, he tries to provoke people into saying certain things, but all he's really doing is trying to get people to talk about what they believe in and think about why they believe in it. Exactly the same as when I asked you earlier, how are you different now to how you were before? He's just trying to do that, but he's doing it through politics rather than personal experiences.
Yep. Yeah, I was literally the same as you. Like, when I first saw this, I didn't watch it. I just put this up, and I was like, oh, and I was surprised because looking over his shoulder, I thought he would have set up with something behind him, or where there's chairs or whatever, where no one could then get him from behind. So I was quite surprised at that. So
he should be up against, like you can see just above his head there, you've got the, I don't know what it is. Looks like is it an advertising board or a shop window? He needs to have his back against something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a really poor security choice where he's gone here.
Yep. Okay, Glasgow Busker, we're on it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
We
sorry.
Went off at a tangent. 48 minutes. Right. Let's play the video. We done it again, mate. But we had an interesting chat. See, so it's all good. I'll probably cut it and whatever tomorrow. But yeah, right.
Cool.
Let me know if you can hear it as well.
Right, hi, I'm Ross. Just wanted to ask a couple of questions. The first will be, can you elaborate more radical in which way?
Radical that we need an actual right-wing nationalist party in British politics, and I don't believe Farage offers that.
All right. Nationalists like radical conservatives, maybe you can give a couple of examples from modern politics. It would be like more like Trump or
No, so I think that Farage is too much like Trump. So I believe that we so first of all, epistemically, what it means to be British, I think we need to redefine that. So it's based on ancestry.
Pause. Look behind. Look behind him. Remember, I said this is Manchester. If you just go back about 5 seconds with Just watch the people behind and think about where this is. This is Britain's third largest city. Look at it.
So first of all, epistemically, what it means to be British, I think we need to redefine that. So it's
Oh yeah, welcome to India.
Doesn't look like that where I live, I can tell you.
based on ancestry and whether you're actually part of the native people that settled this land. So that is one of the areas which I believe that reform has to course correct on. Deportations, focusing more on legal forms of migration. I think that legal migration is far more of a bigger threat to this British people compared to illegal forms of migration. The party itself, in terms of messaging, it relies too much on the conservative boomer base of the party, therefore, essentially just becoming the Tories 2.0. We need a party that economically also focuses on its people. So lobbying within the best interests of the native British people.
All right, and you said...
Okay, we pause there, Wiz.
With the
Do you want to move the mic?
Has young Thomas here said anything there that's controversial?
Nope.
Anything racist?
Nope.
Is there anything there
sounds good?
that you agree with what he's saying there completely? Is there anything in what he said that you think someone might want to argue against?
Like, anyone can argue against anything if they want to. Do you know what I mean? Just by him saying, "Oh no, Farage this and Trump that," I think that you can start on that. And do you know what I mean? Oh, you think Trump whatever, and Farage like that, and Farage is racist. He's trying to get rid of all the Muslims, or whatever. So I mean, you could find anything if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could. But the point being, he hasn't said anything that is offensive. He's speaking very calmly. He's having a rational conversation. The person he's speaking to is being calm and rational as well, and asking questions to clarify, and he's not biting back. They're having a good, sensible, meaningful conversation here. And I think that is why what he's doing is important, because there are people that he can engage with.
Yeah. And this lad sounds like he's foreign, but very intelligent. I mean, they're both well spoken. They both look young. I just know it's going to be a good, interesting conversation. And it's these sort of things that I watch that I was saying to you earlier, where I'd probably learn something from. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And like I say, he's there talking about we need migration. We need remigration now. And like I said, look behind him whilst he's saying all of this. And you'll see there's hardly any white people in the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slim, you're right.
You can turn it up there and just move it up.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you talk about the problem is illegal migration, all right?
Yeah.
I can understand why illegal migration is a problem. I could even agree with that. But what's the problem with the illegal migration?
Yeah, which both parties, Restore Britain, including, is resolving. Leaving the ECHR, leaving the UN referee convention, all those things resolve illegal forms of migration.
Right, so could you describe me 3 principles of a your ideal party? What it will be?
3 ideas of the party.
Yeah, your ideal party.
Reversing demographic change, resolving traditionalism, so bringing back people towards traditional values, and nationalism, so being proud of the British people.
Okay,
right,
if we pause there.
Do you agree?
He's walking off there a bit like, oh, okay, we've got nothing to debate then, we agree. That's what that, unless he comes back.
No, I know he isn't doing that there, no. But what do you think of his 3 ideas there, Wiz?
I think they're actually quite sensible, as long as he's explains them in a sensible manner and a realistic manner, and like nationalism or whatever, not sort of putting it when people say, oh, you're racist, you're a fascist and all this. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be careful when you're saying things, because people do like to twist it out of context. But him saying those 3 things as bullet points, yes, I'm interested. What are you going to say?
So nationalism is really more of a cultural thing. It's about looking at our cultural inheritance as much as it is our genetic or ancestral things. It's not a race aspect.
Yeah. which
But we can't, of
I
course,
think is,
get away from the fact that Britain has had a settled population for 1,000 odd, in fact, further than that, that has always been white. That is something that we can't argue against. But that doesn't mean that we're saying that people can't become a part of that if they can opt into it in limited
yeah.
numbers. Yeah.
I
The
mean,
next thing.
otherwise you can say.
No, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, otherwise, oh, Africa's racist then because there's hardly any white people there. Like, it's to me, it's just the most stupidest argument you could come out with.
It is. And as I said on here recently, look at the European World Cup teams and how many black players they've got, and then look at the African teams, how many white players have they got?
Yeah, exactly.
He mentioned the family and traditional values. Would you agree with those?
Yep. We need more of that because there seems to be a lot of divide because of social media ripping people apart, not just everything, but social media's played a part in that.
Yeah, I agree. I think anyone knows, if you look at any statistics, any family that has two parents does better than that with single parents. That isn't anything against single parent families. I'm from one myself. I've got nothing but respect for anyone in that position. But having two parents obviously is better than having one parent, no matter how amazing that one person is. But like in my case, my mum's fantastic, but she can't do the job of two people. It's impossible. And so I think he's absolutely right there. And one of those things has got to be to do with marriage. And people get divorced far too easily. I mean, especially now we've got the new law with no-fault divorce. A marriage is something that should be, as far as I'm concerned, a contract for life.
Yeah.
And if you need to get out of it, it should be for exceptional circumstances, of which there are many of those.
Yeah.
And tradition, I think, is really, really important. Like, how can I put it? It's not just tradition, it's habit as well. Once you start losing traditions and standards start to slip, that's when then things gradually break down. Like, for example, when I walk around here, very, very rarely do you ever see graffiti. If you did, you might see someone's initials on a wall or something like that, in small, with a Sharpie or something, not spray painted. Yet when I look at urban centres, they're covered in graffiti and they litter everywhere. And the first thing I think is people don't respect this environment. They've lost that traditional sense of care for their own neighbourhood. And when you live in a smaller area, you're more inclined to want to look after it more because you know the people there.
Yep.
And when you haven't got a connection to other people, why would you have that there? And I can't remember what his other one was, his other policy, but that was two of the three. I think it's probably to do with migration.
Yeah, it was. Remigration or something, was it?
It must be that, yeah. I mean, I personally wouldn't have that there. I would have had that we would legislate Islam to buggery so that they feel so uncomfortable they leave. And part of that would be I would certainly look at the harm caused by their book and see what legislation can be put in place to limit its influence as much as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to remigrate. That doesn't even need to be considered. That's just taken as read by now.
Yeah. So is this lad done now?
No, he's not done, no.
Oh, right. Cool. Yeah. He's quite an intelligent lad, so it'd be a good discussion.
Yeah. Not quite.
But do you want to tell me why you disagree with me?
I could help because I'm a libertarian, so I'm not really pro collective thinking at all, rather left or right. So I agree with.
Why? Okay, so I think liberalism and your authoritarianism.
Because I don't know if everyone knows what a libertarian actually is. So a libertarian isn't left or right. It's about having maximum individual freedoms and as little of government as possible. So it's not as radical as anarchy, but it's certainly about giving as much to the individual as possible. It's much closer to like an extreme version of the American system, really, which is a liberal system. This goes another step further. So that could be why he's more willing and open to do discussion here, because he's not from the radical left.
Yeah, definitely. But that could potentially be quite a bad move then, wouldn't it?
Could be.
That would not end well.
I'm glad my interjection had some merit. Thank you, Dizzy.
Yeah, because I think like even him just saying that straight away, it's got my back up. Like, really? You've got some 25, 35, 45-year-olds that act as if they're about 15. I mean, is that really a good idea? Do you know what I mean? I've been on dole all my life. What I say goes, mate. I'm bigger and better than you. But I'm going to make out I'm not on the dole, and that's bean juice on my 20-year-old England shirt.
But yeah, you are right though that the young man he's talking to is someone that is willing to have a discussion. He's willing at least to listen and can consider different viewpoints, and also to say, no, I don't agree with that. I think this.
Yeah, which is the whole purpose. Makes a debate, doesn't it? And I find it interesting because hopefully like he's as open-minded, say maybe as Bob is, if Bob is, to listen and think, oh, actually, I like the way you said that. I like what you're thinking. I need to look into that. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just going, oh no, you said that, but you're a libertarian and I'm this, so no. I think it's a more productive attitude to be willing to listen and maybe learn and then maybe look something up and change your mind.
Yes, I agree.
Happy days. Oh, Bobby's in the chat. So, Bobby, I'm glad you're here.
And Pat.
I had a think. It's Pat in the house now. How you doing, Pat Rooney?
Milky.
I had the weirdest dream, Bobby Rooney, and it basically said that apparently you were getting grief, and I was like, oh no, I need to apologise for that. So I don't know if you got grief off of anyone in the chat or something, but in my dream I had to apologise to you. So if you got any crap in the chat of anyone, I apologise. I don't know. You have to let me know. But also, it was like, oh, you said about your thing with Jesus. We were going to talk about it, and we never. Something was telling me apparently we got to talk about it. So we need to arrange a time when you and I, and say, Jake, go online and discuss. So let me know in the chat, mate.
So yeah, to be honest, if you're going to be talking about religion, I'm probably not the best person to talk to about that, because I don't really believe in religions. I believe in my own version of God. So it may be someone like Triggered Christian might be better to do that. Could break his duck and put in an appearance on here.
Yeah, it's more about Bobby's experience that you said, and then obviously I assume that I'll talk about mine. But not so much religion, more experience.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about those things, of course. But if it's about religious scripture, then
no. It won't be about that,
because much better than me, or Grace. They know a lot more than I do.
No, Bobby. We can always look in the chat to see what they're saying, but no, because Bobby said like about he saw Jesus, and I said to him about my NDE moment or whatever, which I'm still trying to work out. And then we said something. How weird! My dream. I don't even dream anymore. And it said you need to apologise to Bobby, and don't forget you need to have a chat. Yeah. So whether I'm going to say something that will benefit Bobby or Bobby will say something that will benefit me, I don't know, but that's what my dream told me. So sorry for dreaming about you, Bobby.
I was absolutely knackered when I got up today because of the dreaming, because I have hypnagogic hallucinations, is what they're called. They're just really vivid dreams, but they actually feel real. Like you can think and things like that, and do all these crazy things in dream world, and then I wake up, and sometimes it's really difficult to know which one is which.
Yeah, definitely. So let me know in the chat, Bobby. You better still be here listening now. I've seen you. I wasn't that far behind, was I? When did you post that? Oh, only 3 minutes ago. You better be there, Bobby. Don't ignore me, mate. Otherwise, I'll turn you into a toad, mate. You know what I mean? So yeah, happy days. But yeah, it was just weird. It's weird. Like that was so weird. I literally, like, I thought last night, you know, when you sort of wake up and that's the end of the dream, innit? You go back to sleep, you can never get that original dream back. But that was so weird. As soon as I saw his name, I remembered it. How weird's that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. That would have been you were in the state of hypnagogia, where your brain is functioning and awake, your body isn't, and you're somewhere in between being awake and being asleep, and it's that sort of the in-between, which is where I live permanently, that I think is the most interesting place.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's a weird place to be.
Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah, it is. It is very strange.
So, say what again, Triggered? So I don't know. Bobby, let me. I'll put my email address in the chat.
Oh, speaking of which, Nelly, I did send you an email. I hope it's the right address this time. Where's would you turn me into a sexy woman in my 20s again? Well, I think Wiz would be happy to oblige, Dizzy. Why in your 20s, though? Surely you'd be better to go for your 40s when you've got the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, Dizzy. Obviously, don't be shocked in any shape or form if nothing actually happens.
And he's not the tit whisperer, you know.
Yeah. That's classic. Right, where were we with Bob? That threw me. That threw me. But yeah, that's my email address in the chat somewhere. Yeah. So if you can email me, Bobby, if you can, me old China.
Sorry, I just laughed at what John put in the chat.
You turn me into a second. Yeah, just for one night. Yeah, just so you can look at yourself. I'll put it that way because it sounds
just
cool.
any woman for one would do. Doesn't have to be good.
Dizzy and John, not only were we trying to watch young Bob and be mature adults, I was trying to speak seriously with Bobby, and you guys are ruining it. Oh dear, that's a good thing with chat.
Dizzy, that is, going on about nipples and then talking about being a sexy woman. I mean, what is up with you today, Dizzy?
And then John becoming a sexy woman too.
Yeah. John's turned trans.
Johnette.
And now Dizzy's going on about her droopy tits. Good Lord. I bet they're like Dumbo's ears.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I know what you're saying there, Dizzy, because like me moobs and that, like not going down the gym and all that, and me moobs are starting to sag. I know exactly what you're on about because I'm always scared that I'm going to catch me toe in me nipple ring. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I've never been to a gym in my life, so that tells you all you need to know.
But yeah, I don't know where Bobby's gone. I'm not seeing anything a response from him. That's quite annoying.
He's there.
Everybody, we see if Bobby pops in the chat and we're doing whatever, can you tell him to email me? And my email address is there. I'll put it up. Like it's in the chat. So unless one of you, what's it called, mods or someone, whoever wants to try and copy it and paste it as and when he pops in, that'd be very grateful if you could do that. I don't mind whoever gets my email address. You can send me anything you like within reason. You know, I mean.
Not any
worms there about anything to do with the website. Anything to do with the YouTube channel. God, what website, eh? Dirty.
Not just anything. I mean, that's not what he meant.
Like within what we do here, people. Come on, stop trying to ruin it. You're gonna make my beard fall out. Right, where were we? Right, yes, these young lads. We're gonna lose our train of thought, people. Me and Jake are trying to be very, very professional here.
Yes.
I think it's the main reason why most Western European countries are falling into the parapet. And the reason why I'd say that is, first of all, it's an anti-Christian doctrine. It's simply teaching that you are good as an individual simply because you're an individual. And it distorts the line of Christian thinking that you are good as an individual because you're an image bearer of God. And also, it's against the human psyche and human psychology. Right now. This idea that we don't think as a collective, or that we shouldn't do what's within the best of a collective group of people. Rather, we should hyper-focus on the individual. That's completely ruined societies.
No. I absolutely disagree with that, because I think you told about this ruining European society, but I could name you one country that is built on that principles, and it's great. It's of course US, America, not in current state, but when it's founded.
But you know why that
on
is?
that principles. And about religion, I'm myself an atheist, so I don't believe in God, but I don't have any moral right to impose my view into your life. And I believe that individuals have a right to decide for themselves, and there isn't any collective goals. Because when you start to do
But right,
Yeah.
individuals. Is that really the way you want to go? When some of them think, like, by the way, I'm a man, but I think I'm a woman. I mean, does that really bode well for individuals to sort of like be in charge of like everything as individuals? I'm in the
could.
wrong body. What? Since when
It
does
could.
God make mistakes?
It could lead to it, but then you've got the other side of it as well, which is if you're having collective thinking, which can lead to things like what we see in Islam, that cult-like thinking, which is the danger when you look at it from the sort of religious aspect, like Bob is doing. So what they're discussing there is actually quite an important philosophical point as to whether it should be collective society or whether it's an individual-based society. Both of them have problems.
Yeah. It wasn't a dream triggered. I was dead. So it might be a dream. I don't know. But yeah, we'll talk about it one time with that Bobby gets back to us and that. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was a dream. It's more of a different type of consciousness somewhere, somehow, whatever. I don't know. I was dead. I don't know, mate. I'm trying to think about it. I find it quite hard to explain because I might say it in a way that, you know, I'll think about it, and then a day or two or a week later, I'm like, no, that's not right. And then when I say it next time and say it different, they're like, oh, but you're changing your story now. And I'm like, no, I'm actually becoming more aware. So I just want to be a bit careful of what I say and how I say it.
Well, you're right.
No answers.
Every time we tell a memory, we tell it differently. So the memory becomes different every time we tell it. It's not like a camera in our brain that we can just press play on. We think it is, but it's not. Our memories are not fixed. They're very, very strange creatures indeed.
Yeah. And when I say whatever I say about it, I try not to like remember too much of what I'm saying, because next time I talk about it, it needs to be natural and I need to be thinking there on the spot to explain it properly again. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it might be different. Not that I'm bullshitting, but I might know more.
Well, funnily enough, the key spine of the novel that I'm writing is based on that idea of separating. It sounds really boring if I put it this way, but this is kind of the philosophy that's behind it, is that there's a difference between observation, perception, and interpretation. So when you observe, you should just stick to what you see. Don't add anything else to it. So when you try and remember this incident, just think about what you saw. Because the second layer is perception, which is how you think about why you saw what you saw. What sort of cultural things have prepared you to explore this thing in that way? And then the third one, interpretation, is why have you decided on that conclusion that this is what you've seen? And those three things interact, and then they're not the same thing. And they can trick you. Like, for example, you could see a photo of something that might make you think, like, I don't know, somebody could send you a picture of your wife with a bloke and say to you, look, your missus is having it off with him. Really, they just happened to be passing in the street at the time. So what you observe, what you perceive, and what you interpret are very, very different things. And I find that interaction between them fascinating.
Definitely, yeah. I'll be one to read something like that. That is it's a good way of putting it as well. Like, because it opens your brain to think, hang on, which I like all that sort of stuff because I don't know
Well,
shit, mate. So
Well, that's what I've been trying to do with a novel. Is I've been trying to get really complicated, complex ideas, trying to make them accessible by telling them through story. So instead of giving all of the boring academic theory, just show it in an incident that happens in the story. So in that way, people learn it from reading the story. And I've never written anything like that before, and I found it really interesting doing that.
yeah, cool.
But
Be done, mate. It's got to be done.
nowhere near ready.
Hey, masterpieces take time, mate. Masterpieces take time.
Well, I've just never written a novel, and it's a challenge. Either I'll use it or I won't. Either way, I don't see it's not going to do any harm to me. It can only be something that's of benefit.
Yep.
And if people read it,
that's
fantastic.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what
Speaking
it's all
of
about.
benefits, guess who's here? Uncle Bob is in the house, all the way from the United States of America.
Correct. 10 Wizard Word memberships. Thank you very much, Robert. You're a legend. Oh, hello. It just shot through again. Blimey heck. Hang on. I need to catch up. Right, Robert. 10 gifted memberships. Holy moly. I haven't got a window open to see who gets it. See if I can open one without crashing everything. Because I need to try and keep up. You've done thingy there. Let me do it quickly. Come on, Wiz. Do. I've got, otherwise the chat flies through and then I'm trying to find it. So, yes, there we are. Charlene, Jabba, Kit Kats, Gina, Bumblebee, MasterChef, OG Purple Slug. That's the Reese's Corner, who I watch. Twilight, Janine, UK Lady. That's good. And then I've got to keep scrolling down because I think Olga popped up. Yes, Olga popped up the same time as Robert. Olga done 5 and Robert 10.
They came together.
Bloody hell, mate. Michelle, Felicity, Alfie, Mandy, Lynn, Angel, Toby Carvery, Lala, Nick Star, Tracy, Holly. I'm trying to see if this. Who is it they're going for? Grace, isn't it? Sarah, Tony. Oh, there's quite a few in there that are recognisable. Oh, that's great. So that's 25 new memberships.
Wow.
20 from Robert and 5 from Olga. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me get that one up so people can see it.
Good people.
Thank you.
Good people.
There we go. Look at that. That's 25 new members. I got my highest rate ever. I think, including yours, I think it's around 140 members.
Really?
Obviously, yeah, there's a lot of them are the gifts, etc., which are good. Obviously, so they sort of fall off and then obviously they build up in the next month. But it's always staying around sort of 60, 70. So everything you guys are doing, it's brilliant. Thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate it.
It's amazing.
You're legends.
That people are doing that. I mean, it says a lot that Pouncy's just mentioned in there. There's only 7 people in there that didn't get one. So that says a lot about the generosity that's been shown there. So good people.
Yes, excellent. Let me catch up. And then does which I put you before Paul Thorpe tonight. You're going places, mate. Southsea, yeah, just down the road. Yeah, I was Paul Thorpe on. Is it? I hate going live when Paul Thorpe's live because everyone watches him. He gets like 1,000+ viewers, and I'm like, oh mate.
I think Richard Rose live as well.
Oh well, I thought they do Wednesdays. That's why I don't do Wednesdays.
I think they are on now. Oh, they're on the same thing together. That's what's going on, according to Pouncy.
Yeah, Kit Kat's free membership. Yep, you just got gifted. It coming from Olga or Robert. We don't know. They just battered 25 through at the same time. So, yes, there we go, Kit Kat. Because the good thing about that.
It's a really good community that you've built here, and you should be proud of that.
Oh, mate, it's about time I've done something. I'm 50. What was I going to
Well,
say? Yes, when you do the gifts, those who get gifted actually get emailed. So those maybe they haven't been on here for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and they'll be like, "Oh, I've got an email. Oh, I'm a member there. Oh, let me go and have a look." So it brings people back, and they'll be like, "Oh, actually, I forgot about this." Blah blah blah, and then they become a regular viewer. So. What you're doing, Robert and Olga, like with the memberships, it's there's a lot more to it than just being a member. You can bring people back to the channel, so that's just marvelous.
yeah,
So I love you both in a heterosexual married man kind of way.
obviously. We don't have a
Paul
problem.
is like on.
It's fine. We don't mind gay people. I mean, the gay stuff, that they can stop doing that. But apart from that, I don't have a problem with them.
Paul was on Richie and Rogue the other day. Blimey.
Could have come on here, couldn't he?
Yeah.
All he's got to do is ask.
Yeah, I'll have to message him actually. So once this Makerfield things go through, he wants to come on and that. I haven't spoken to him for a while actually. I'm not one to sort of like keep messaging people like as if we're friends. Do you know what I mean? Because I know, like, I suppose we're just acquaintances. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not one to like keep sending random messages and all things like that because it'd be a bit like, oh, you're a pest.
Yes, exactly.
So, but yeah, right. Let's get back on with the vid. We're 3 minutes 45 seconds in, folks, and we've only been going an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, we're doing all right. It's all about the content
and moving to rights and goals of some collectivism. It's just crushing the people.
Can I tell you why America is a poor example of libertarianism?
You could.
Okay, so what is the fundamental difference between a European country and America?
First of all, it's history, because it was built on the principle of non-religion, like aggression.
Sort of. America is a country of settlers, and the European countries have native people, right? So America is a bunch of European settlers, African Americans, and Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
The Native Americans don't run America. They didn't form the actual conception of its country. So the native people don't run the country of America. It is the settlers which took most of the unsettled land and also either bought off or battled for the lands from the Native American people. Difference is that Europe is run by the native European people of those countries, which means that America is an idea. Well, meanwhile, England, for example, is a people, which means that you can have individuals come in and be American, right? And they can have different ideas, and they can correspond to different groups. However, Europe, for example, the English people are going to have a distinctive identity, have a distinctive way of thinking, and therefore they're going to have one solution that resolves all of the people's problems.
All right, first of all, I don't think that there's any country with that kind of identity. I believe in English culture, of course, but I don't believe that people from, I don't know, Scotland and London,
the Scottish
England,
are different people to English.
Has the same idea. But you're really focusing on a question of native peoples, native people. I don't really believe that a working concept like native people. I believe there's an idea that you can come to any country, pursue your dreams, live by the rule of that country.
That's an American idea. The only reason why America is an idea is because it's a settled colony. The reason why the English people have never had this idea that if you have the ideas of the English people, therefore you can be English, it's completely wrong.
But settled by,
thanks for that.
But settled by whom? By European, by French, German, and
you know this whole idea that
English,
you're English as long as you adhere to English culture is like a Blairite project. Like it's been very understood that according to the Venerable Saint Pete, for example, England is the Isle of the Angles, right? It's the Anglo-Saxons that settled England. We are an admixture of the Celtic people, of the Anglo-Saxon people, of the Cornish people, and there's a group of European people who settled into England and they are the native people that my ancestors descend from. America has different groups of people that colonized America, and that is why it's an idea, because it's not homogenous at all. Europe is a homogenized country. It's only because of demographic you don't actually even prescribe the idea of being a people. We have this problem.
It's covered quite a lot there, and I think what's really important to notice is the difference between the American system and the European system is fundamentally that the Europeans have obviously been here for much longer, and the traditions that we've built are the result of the various relationships over the centuries. Like one generation's rules lead into the next, etc., etc., and that's how our laws get built. But America didn't have any of that, so they took all of the best bits that we'd come up with, and they decided to try and tweak it to make an ideal society that anyone from any country could then come into, as long as they could pay for a bit of land. And there is an argument, like Triggered Christian has rightly put there, is that what is happening in our country now, that people are coming in as settlers and are trying to push people out? There is an argument for saying that. And this would be something that has happened before. It's what the Anglo-Saxons did. He quite rightly said, this is the Isle of the Angles. The very first place in England that was that is, of course, here, where I am, in East Anglia, where the Angles first arrived. And what they did is they didn't kill off all of the Celts that lived here. They displaced them, or they assimilated them. But the people that were here before didn't just disappear. They became part of the culture of Anglo-Saxons, or they moved to the southwest or into Wales, where they continued with their Celtic ways in those parts of the country. So Bob is arguing, therefore, this idea of a sort of a traditional lineage and an ancestral cultural inheritance, whereas the other gentleman is arguing for a society that is one that anyone can come into because they're regarded as an individual, and they bring in their own individual talents to that environment. So they're two completely different ways of thinking about how to organize society. But they're not yelling at each other and saying, no, fuck you, you're wrong. They're discussing it in a very reasonable, very articulate way for two young men, I think.
Yeah, I think they've both been brought up well, educated well. Quite mature, aren't they, for their beyond their years? I mean, this lad, he's obviously trying to find his English or whatever, but even so, he's well spoken and he's respectful.
Yeah, I thought his English is absolutely brilliant. I was trying to work out his accent. I think he might be German, but I'm not sure.
I was thinking maybe Dutch.
Could be Dutch.
I don't know.
But one thing I would
know, he said German.
I always feel a sense of shame when I see people like the Dutch and the Germans, and they all can speak English. Whereas here, no one fucking bothers learning language because we think everyone's going to speak English. And it's one regret of mine that I haven't learned another language, because there are so many books that I would want to read in that language.
Mate, that's one of my big peeves. Like, 'cause at school I was supposed to learn French, but I had to take PE, and business studies was double, so I couldn't do French, and I was gutted. But my teacher, Miss Gillette, Gillette. It was Mrs. Gillette, and she said the way I spoke in that, and the way, pronouncing in that, she said she loved it, and I had to do French, so I was trying to, but I couldn't in the end, and she was gutted as well. But even now, though, like, I actually look for things on YouTube, and Oriental Pearl and Zhao Mao and all that, where they suddenly talk Japanese, Chinese, and whatnot. I love all that, and I really wish that I could learn that, even like Arabic or Italian, French, German. I'd love to learn loads of languages. It'd be so cool.
That's why I like watching foreign dramas, especially European ones, because I like to hear the language. And it helps me to stay awake to read the subtitles. But one thing I have noticed is that I particularly like watching the Dutch, Belgian and the German channels. And I think it's to do with the language. I think there must be some sort of echo in their language, that it's some sort of primal instinct that works on your subconscious, because of course the Angles and the Saxons were from those areas as well. So I wonder if it is part of, there's something in us that retains that sort of language aspect. I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that. But what I'm saying is it resonates. Well, if I hear Arabic, it makes me feel sick. I hate the sound of it. It's ugly, it's disgusting, it's vile. But when I hear the Flemish or the Dutch or the German language, I feel at home.
Yeah. Strange, that, isn't it?
It is strange because I don't speak those languages.
No.
What is the problem for England, for German, for French to be that kind of idea. French culture is an idea.
What is the English idea?
I think it's a privacy, it's a tolerance.
If I live in France and I'm simply tolerant, does that make me English?
Not really. It's a set of idea, but I think it's two main parts. It's like privacy, tolerance, and.
If I was tolerant,
I guess, yeah.
1 second. So if I live in France, for example, and I'm tolerant,
you don't
does that make me English?
Because it's a. 2-3 pillars of a culture. Of course, it's not all of the culture.
Stop there for a sec, Liz.
France is.
No way.
You've got someone was stood to his left, butting in and distracting him. You then had there's a girl behind here at the top. You can see who's with the white trousers, and then there's another girl who was dancing that was there distracting as well. So then this one comes up and does that. She's the one that I mentioned earlier who's now been arrested.
Good. That's assault, and we got her nicely on camera there. Wow. Why would you do that? Like, what is the whole purpose of that? I mean, these degenerates that probably sky from school, they're actually probably uneducated, and they think they got the right to attack someone who's making a life for himself, talking about politics, well spoken, and he's educated. But they got the right to do that to get views on Instagram and Facebook.
Exactly. Absolutely correct. There's no excuse for what is being done here whatsoever. It is just mindless thuggery. And yeah, okay, it's just tipping a cup of water over someone's head. But why? Why do it? When they're there having a meaningful, intelligent conversation, two young men discussing really serious issues in a very sensible, mature way. And I think, as Mad Monkey Seeds has rightly pointed out there, that she got arrested because she's the one that, I think that water pouring there is the actual start of him then getting assaulted later on.
That's true, John. Like, it literally, that could have been acid or anything. Boiling hot coffee, anything. Lucky he's wearing a hat.
It could be anything, yeah. I mean, it could be, what was his name? Edge of the Matrix had hot chili sauce thrown. If that had gone in his eyes, he could have been blinded.
Yeah. That's evolution, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I've never in my life ever thought to myself, I'm going to go and tip some water over someone's head because I don't like them. Perhaps I'm perverse in that regard.
That's just the mentality of it, though. I'm going to pour water over your head. I'm like 6 years old, mate.
I mean, has she spoken?
You know what I'm doing, innit?
Has she been listening patiently to every word that is said? Does she have an intellectual contribution to make here? Or has she just walked along and thought, I'm going to do this because I can, because it's my right to do it?
And the funny thing is, she stood there. Well, Greg's water, because water's free. She's wearing a 99p ring from Claire's Accessories. She's got a £1.99 pair of stupid little black shorts on and a $9.99 knockoff jacket, trying to make it look expensive. And her retard mate is with a mobile phone that's probably worth more than all of what they're wearing. She's wearing $1.99 leggings from Woolworths. Do you know what I mean? Like, her top, she's been wearing that for the last 3 days. She's got her dinner there for tonight, like a little pack of probably like Yorkie little bars. Do you know what I mean? Like living the dream, these two, and they think they got the right to bloody do
this
this.
young-
I think it's absolutely disgraceful.
He's going up and down the country, putting himself in danger to have a conversation. You're right about these kids here. They're just feral. They've got nothing to aspire to. They've got no hope. Like you say, they'll have skived off school to do this. For all we know, they might have just been out and beaten someone up and robbed them. They're probably carrying knives. And it's despicable. And I blame the parents.
And this proves how dangerous it is, people jumping him from behind.
Yeah. I mean,
Right,
could
let's,
have been
here it
someone with a,
comes.
couldn't it? Someone could have come up behind him.
Easily. Yeah, easily. I showed my age there saying Woolworths, but they've done it. Maybe B&M or Home Bargains or something.
I used to love going to Woolies. The amount of times I got no, you can't have it.
Everyone's picked up. I said Woolworths. As soon as I said that, I was like, that's not even in business anymore, mate. But yeah, you used to get stuff from Woolworths, like a pair of trousers for 99p.
Mad Monkey Seeds is right there in what he just said. This isn't just people pranking. Like I said, you've got people distracting him on either side, and then someone comes up from behind. This is, they've decided to set this up.
Yep.
Look at the state of her face. The smugness on her face.
Yeah, she's like, look at me. I'm all that in a bag of chips. Look at me. I've got all this makeup on trying to look a bit older. I'm only like 16. I ain't got a clue, mate.
Yeah, I don't even know how to smoke properly.
They probably do smoke because they think they look hard. They're like, oh, I'm going to get lung cancer when I'm older. I'm well hard. Look at me, mate.
Yeah, probably spent the afternoon getting fingered in Piccadilly Gardens. She also looks the type who would play the race card as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, if he jumps up and bangs her hand, he's going to be like, oh my God, you just made me spill my water on your head. Is that because I'm black?
Well, that's essentially, that is really what has happened here, isn't it? That he will have risen to it because she's a woman, and that's why those lads will have then used that as an excuse to go in. But they'll...
Yeah, do you remember?
Somewhere.
On that video, they said... you were watching it as well, wasn't it? And the video, and you could hear the girl laughing and all that, and they're going, "Yeah, well, he started on some woman." If that's who they meant, one, she's a little girl, and two, she's poured water over his head first. So he's truly within his rights to get up and then push her away.
Yeah, and that is an assault.
Yeah, 100%. Right, are we ready, ladies and gents? Here it comes.
France is not.
Okay. Just water, darling.
Yeah, go on a diet as well. Watch your eye, babe. The diabetes is going up. Yay.
So you
what
think
do you expect, mate? You're a fucking muppet.
No, I'm just casually disagreeing with people.
You want Britain to be 95%.
The UK already
Yes.
has people from other
Exactly.
countries.
Let's be homogenized. Let's be homogenized.
Whatever you're wearing isn't made in Britain. You're fucking
Yeah, we don't have to come here to
the
make
chair that you're
machines.
sat on is made in China. The fucking thing that you're
The Chinese don't have to be here.
Dumb. You're stupid. You're thick as your
But what do you
hat.
think will happen to the
Your
economy
chair has
in this
more
country?
knowledge
Calm
and
down,
brain cells
darling.
than you.
Calm down.
You can't.
Relax.
No, you don't tell
What do
me
you think
what
would
to
happen
do.
to the economy in this
Can I speak to him and then I'll speak to you afterwards? Okay, then don't bother to speak to me if you have a low attention span.
All right.
Calm down.
Right, if you stop it there, this is the point where he's in trouble because he's got multiple different targets around him that are doing this.
Yep.
This is exactly the sort of situation you do not want to ever be in if you're in a classroom, is to have that many people causing distractions at once. You've got to deal with them one by one, because if you don't, there's too many to overwhelm things. And Bob, because he's a young lad and he doesn't have the experience, the way he's responded then has actually made things worse, because he's given them a bit of sass back, and that's going to make them more keen to do what they're going to do, because all they're really doing is saying to him, oh, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, you need to go on a diet, your chair is from China. Well, they're not exactly the brains of Britain, are they? But the point is that they're obviously there. This is a setup. They're trying to get this to escalate, and that's what just in what he said there. He didn't say anything wrong really, but the way he said it and the sort of sarcasm he used is something that can push people towards becoming more aggressive in that situation rather than de-escalation, which is what I think he should be trying to do here. But it's very if you're in that situation, it's very difficult to know what to do, and there's a lot of different things going on there at once. So it's a stressful situation for him to be in.
All right, so a little bit
Most unhinged people.
circling back because I think
Yeah, I'm still a foreigner. I'm an immigrant that speaks better English than you dick.
You good?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah, complain about it.
Push me for fuck off. You're in the streets of Manchester screaming about refund. How about you shut up and go back to your mum's basement, you little non.
Maybe not.
Realistically,
I'm only 17.
what are these? 17? You're 17 and you don't like that!
all right, so circling back because I think there's many people here who want to ask you a couple of questions. Right. And about kind of principles. One of the great principles I believe in is free speech. There's in America working, and I believe it's good and it needs
By
to
the way,
be
all the attacks so far have been from foreigners, not English people.
ensures that I don't think the real matters.
Ironically, all of the people so far that have attacked
I
me
don't
aren't
think the
English.
real matters. Just, like for me,
But she hasn't, but she touched on about this. I'll excuse it.
But yeah, finishing about the kind of free speech. I believe in free speech, and I believe that you have rights to speak up your mind here. And
Just because some Chinese people make some jeans doesn't mean they should come in. Gee, did people just not get taught respect at school these days?
and and already we finishing up, but I believe you have a right to.
It's a question, sir. We discuss. Yes, we do. Right. Have a fantastic day, my friend.
But so that's obviously where it ends, and I just think you can see the contrast between that young man and those girls. And the fact that Bob said there, don't they teach respect in school anymore? It says a lot, really.
Yeah, I think the other bloke was trying to carry it on, wasn't he? Like trying to bring it back or whatever. But by then, I think, what's his name? Bob was a bit like, and rightly, like keeping an eye on everything. I don't think he's really sort of concentrating or anything anymore. So,
yeah, it's a very, very difficult situation to be in, and you're completely improvising there. You're reliant on your instincts, your experiences. And Bob doesn't have those experiences. And like Grace rightly said in the chat, the worst thing he could have said then was, calm down, darling, or whatever it was he said. It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
Because that will inflame the situation. I mean, I get why he says it. It's completely right. But it's such a difficult situation, especially because the people, those girls, I don't really see how he could have de-escalated the situation with them.
No, they were, when that other girl, the first one, sort of came over, said whatever, walked away. She looked around and thought, "Oh, there's a bit of an audience. I'll go back for more." So they're just performing. Yeah,
they are, and you could see with that other girl at the end, with her performative outrage that he'd gone to get his hat back, and that's how things escalate. So I would imagine that somewhere between the end of that video and the assault that we've seen, somewhere in that there's been an altercation in which they have gone from that to full-on physical violence. Presumably, but they're trying to say that Bob instigated it.
Yeah. But he went to get his cap back, didn't he? Which he's pretty entitled to do because she literally stole it.
He did.
So,
but none of that would have happened if he'd had someone with him.
Yeah.
Or if he'd positioned himself where his back was against the wall. And this is what I mean by the fact that he's got balls of steel, but don't be an idiot. Don't put yourself in situations where you could get hurt. And that for me showed really, really poor planning, because he's just literally there in the middle of the street. Now, granted, in the middle of the street, it's less likely that someone's going to attack you than it is in an alleyway, but because, you know, all the people around. But this is Manchester. Anyone who's seen Charlie Veitch's videos of Manchester will know what it's like there. People there will assault you. Not a good place. And so I think it was really bad planning on their part. And he also did it in Camden like that as well. So he's got to get somewhere where there is something behind him, and he needs, I would say, at least two people with him, one each side.
Yeah, at least. I think now, because people are going to see this, he's made himself even more of a target, because there'll be other people going, oh, next time we do it better.
Yeah.
So he can't do it without security anymore.
No, he can't. And it's only going to be a matter of time until some fucking Muslim decides that young Bob is the Charlie Kirk of England, so he's going to go and slit his throat. And we know that they'll be thinking it. But let's just hope to God it doesn't.
But I mean, yeah, I think for now, like, he shouldn't. I think he said he's going to go back to Manchester, to where it happened, and then he's going to have loads of security, a big old setup, and then debate people. So he's going back there like bigger and stronger, and hopefully that they'll be done in a professional way. And like I say, he's got security, so maybe that's better, without a doubt. And he's going to have enough security.
And it's a tough thing that he's doing as well. You know, he has no idea who is going to come up and speak to him. So you've got to be very good at improvising. And he obviously will have learned a lot of that over the last year. His confidence has grown a lot. I mean, I do think he's doing a good job of what he does, but I am concerned for his safety, and I really think he needs a professional mentor to help him, to guide him in the right direction.
I think he's got too much faith in people.
Yeah. You do at that age, though. And at that age, you also think you're invincible as well.
I mean, for how it ended up as well. But yeah, I think, because someone said in the chat that girl that we saw, the black coat, she was one throwing in punches, wasn't she, when it all kicked off?
I think she is, yeah. I mean, I can't remember seeing her in the video, but from what I've heard, she's the one that started it all, and she definitely has been arrested.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Yes. Is that to Nelly? Because she asked if it's a call-in show. Yeah, if there's any subject you want to speak about, let me know, and we can include it in a Sunday call-in. I can, we're talking about, I don't know, Restore Britain, and then we can put and blah, blah, blah. So we can always have like two different things to discuss, and we can talk about one for half an hour and then the other. So any ideas that you want to speak about, Nelly or Dizzy or anyone, I did put my email address up earlier, the wizards words uk@gmail.com. It is on my actual page. Go to my YouTube page, click on the link thing, and then it's up there. You can email me any suggestions. Yes, more than happy to incorporate whatever your ideas are.
Slim has said, can we have a look at the attack video?
I just saw that. Let me
I wonder if she is in her 199 leggings.
Yeah.
You should call in, Nelly. It'd be great to hear from you. And I like the sound of the group that you're doing as well. I think it'd be something interesting to hear about. So don't be afraid. Come and speak to us. Well, come and speak to Wiz. I mean, I might be here on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see.
Right,
Oh,
here's
look,
the.
there's Jasmine.
Oh yeah, that the he she. Let's take it back a bit. Right,
The
yep. Right, this is
top
it. It's
girl.
39 seconds long. So yep. Let's see.
Oh,
You can't see her.
That's the woman, not the one I thought. Her. She's the one that's doing.
But that doesn't mean that other girl wasn't involved. When it
No,
kicked off.
she's not there literally fighting, but she's part of the reason it happened because she poured the water over. I'm trying. Can you see just to the left? Can you see my cursor here? This one.
Yeah.
That. Who's that?
Yeah, I don't think she was part of that crew. But what you could see just then, I hadn't noticed, is you've got the bloke to his left in the black coat, and then Ponytail has got him on the left-hand side. So you can see they move on him there in a pincer movement.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's no coincidence that they've got him like that. It's disgraceful.
Now, this woman here, like, can see her back. She gets involved with the tracky bottoms. Then you got that one. Oh, maybe that's not her because her legs look a bit bigger than the girl that we saw earlier. That's someone else, but she's wearing black shorts at the back.
That's a different one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they could
Then you
be
got this
just.
bloke. Go on.
Yeah, they might just be slightly off camera.
Yeah, they could be screaming away. The bloke in the background there with that weird greeny, bluey colour top, he just stands there, waits for everyone to disappear, then stands over Bob to help him. Absolute idiot.
I mean, he was lucky that he didn't
Okay.
really get hurt.
Look.
I mean, that could have been a
Do you see-
knife in the face, couldn't it?
Yeah, his hand. In it goes, up his hand comes from the left to the right, bang. And that was like nearly catching the front of his throat.
Yeah. Ah, there's that girl. There, in the white.
Yes, that's the one that
one who was
walked up and came back for seconds.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This girl does. There's a girl that's going to come in on the right, I believe, and she's got like blue with yellow stripe or something along those lines type tracky bottom. But yeah, I'm trying to go through it like bit by bit slowly so we can actually see because it's so quick.
It is quick. It's good to go through it like this. So you've got 3 on him at the minute.
Yeah.
Now another one coming in. That's 4.
The kick, that's going to be in the way. Right. They've still got hold of him. There's that girl. There is with the yellow. See the yellow tracksuit bottoms?
Yeah.
She gets involved in a minute. Because the one with the back to us in that red top, is that the he, she?
Yeah, that's Jasmine. With his nice man bun.
Oh, that bloke with the green, he's trying to grab it. Not really doing much though, is he? Pathetic. No, that's as far as this help goes, just putting his arm in. That bloke's coming there swinging. There's 4 of them on him now.
Yeah, but the point being, though, if we just took the lads that are there, if they'd gone in and they've all got a blade on them and they go in there like it's a prison attack,
he's done.
Seconds, he's done. It's game over.
Literally, he'll have bloody more holes in him than bloody cheese, mate.
He would. He's lucky that all he got was a slight cut and a bit of a bruise around his eyes. He's very lucky in that regard.
Yeah, he would have literally, from what's going on there, he would have been dead before he even hit the ground. The amount of stabs he would have taken.
They were armed. Yeah, if they were armed, he would for
Yep.
sure.
Because his neck's there. That bloke who first went for him with a punch looked like he caught him in the blooming throat area. So if that was a knife, then that's it. Game over. Just that
And
one.
none of us,
I mean,
none of us want to see this happen to him.
it's horrific. I mean, what it
Is.
is to what it could have been, it's horrific as it is to what it could have been was like his death, literally on camera.
Yeah, and you know, this
Another
is
one.
someone he is still of an age where he could be at school.
Yeah.
He's school kid
Disgusting.
age. Someone there's got some pole in their hand.
So that's the camera stands, I think.
Right.
Or they come in later. That might be them. They're still going through him, kicking. Girlie here in the blue and the yellow, she's going to start getting involved. She's got hold of him for some strange reason.
I mean, obviously,
Yep. Camera stand there. Look.
If that were me, I'd have done a spinning bird kick there and knocked them all flying backwards, Rambo style. But I appreciate Bob's not me. I get that.
Honestly, like for what I could see, I would have gone flying in to help him. I would have taken some of them hits instead of him, and I'll be shouting at him, literally like, hit the freaking deck, go down. Because if he can go down, I can then go over him and shield his head and his torso as best I can with my leg and my torso, and like literally hide his head.
So
But-
let's suppose you see that guy's elbow there on the right hand side.
Yeah,
Imagine that you're him.
yeah.
Tell us what you would do in that situation.
I'll go see matey with his back to me with the pole.
Yeah.
Straight in to the left, the way he's facing. I would literally push him the way his chest is going, which is slightly off to the left. So I'd run up, double hand push him to the left. Here go flying that way. Matey right there. If he's got hold of Bob, I would smack him in the head, and then I'd kick his knees out so he gets flexed and falls down. If he's not got hold of Bob, I'll do the same again because he's not holding on to anything. I'll double push him and smash him to the right, and then I'll get hold of this geezer here, and more than likely because of what he's got to him, I will literally try to grab him with my right over under his chin, round his neck, and then with all my body weight fall backwards so he has to come with me, and then I'll put him on the deck, and then Bob hopefully would be all right along those lines.
And you could
and I'll
do
pop
that.
a few cracks.
I think my way was better, you know, just Rambo it, but you could do it your way. But it's interesting though to see from your experience because you would have dealt with things like this.
Yeah,
maybe
and
not
notice
exactly
how did you notice one thing though? I did not mention that girl once. I would not see her threat.
No.
When I start coming in and start doing shit like I've done it on the doors before, you'll be surprised how many people suddenly take a step back rather than a step forward. And she would do just that and go, holy crap, he went that way, he's gone that way. I'm a lady, I'm stepping back. I don't think she'd be a threat. But I would obviously still be very wary of her, hence why I'm bringing her up. But once I'm on the deck with that geezer, I'd have him around the throat and I'll say, stay down. And then I'll get up and I'd want to see Bob. But as I get up, go to Bob, I'll be having a look at her to see where she is. And I'll probably just have my hand up and I'll just be shouting in general to no one, just shouting like, back the fuck up, back off, stop. That along those lines. If you're effing and blinded.
None of them on their own looks particularly threatening. They don't, and they certainly don't look like they know how to fight either. But when there's three of them and there's one of you, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Why do they always wear puffer coats? I mean, are they cold or something?
So go out stealing blood, you know. We'll get some free products in it.
Don't they get hot and sweat under them? That's probably why they stink, I suppose.
Yeah. So yeah, look, Bob did go down, look.
Yeah.
So that would have been perfect because then I would have jumped on him. I would have jumped over him, and I would have shouted like, "Don't move, protect your head."
Bob's options are pretty limited, really. I guess the only thing he can do is get his elbows in front of his face.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll be telling him. Like, there he is there. I'll be like,
Yeah.
turn around, lay like your back up, belly, roll over, get down, put your hands up, and I'll be laying with my belly, in theory, will be touching his head. I'll be protecting that, and my leg I'd sort of put up a bit over his back. Do you know what I mean? But I'll be watching to make sure, because I can see now, and when I go in, there is no weapons. So,
Yeah.
there's no need to think, oh, quick, you need to hide his back and his kidneys and everything. There's no weapons. So if they're going to swing something and my leg's over his back, well, you're going to hit my leg before you hit his back. And I'll use my
Now,
belly to protect his head.
Why would it be the case then that you would be willing to take on 5 different people, and yet all these people here did fuck all?
I'm like I said to you, I would. This is a 17-year-old lad. It's Bob. If I was there, I would know who he is as well.
Yeah.
I would definitely 100% put his life up more important than my life. And if I'm there and I've got the will and the skill, should we say, or even the balls to go in, then I'm doing it because maybe that's what God wants me there for. That's why I'm there. I need to step in, man up, and protect the lad. That's why I'm there.
It's a really
I wouldn't
difficult
be.
one. I think it's a really difficult one until it actually happens, isn't it? Because you never really know
Yep.
how you react. Like, I can think of an occasion where, I won't go into the details, but I was in France once and I had to do some first aid and speak French to someone. And what amazed me was afterwards, I just didn't even think about what I was doing. I just did it. And that's what I mean. Once the adrenaline is there, either you just do it or you run off. It's fight or flight.
Yep. I've been in worse. That is nothing. I've been in worse. I've had, like I said to you before, some bloke, he had about 15 blokes all trying to pummel him while he was on the deck, and I've had to jump in and jump over him so people stopped. I mean, as a doorman, I deal with people a lot bigger and a lot older than that. I wouldn't go in not giving a hoot and taking it for granted. I'm not that stupid. I know how vile and nasty these people can be, and you can see this big stand here. I mean, they could use one of those legs as something for a stabby moment. So, I don't take anything lightly. But for me, like you say, fight or flight, mate, we got 4 little shits. That's what my brain would say. They're 4 little shits. Just get out the way. Boom, fuck off. You, boom, fuck off. What are you doing? Bugger off. Like, that wouldn't bother me. I would not think twice about that. If you're talking about 4 big-ass men and they're quite big and they're weighty, that ain't so easy. Yes, you can go in pushy. Yes, you could probably kick one or whatever, but they'll probably get up and they'll come back. So it's a lot dangerous. So being even in that situation, I would probably look to just get in, push people out of the way, get to Bob, get on top of Bob, and then I wouldn't move. I'll just take whatever's coming and I'll tell Bob to keep his head under me. Like, just don't move, mate. They're stopping a minute. They get tired, because I couldn't take them on. I'm not taking 4 fully grown blokes. It's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, I want to sit here and say, oh, fucking hard. Let's be real. It's not going to happen. I maybe push 1, push 2. They come straight back. Then they're going to be angry at me because I pushed them. So maybe then they turn from being aggravated and assaulting Bob to me, and I'm on top of Bob, so Bob's safe. My job's done.
Yeah. I mean, you get a lot of ego as well, don't you? I'm sure you'll have seen on the doors people who they want to get into an altercation verbally just to get in the last word so they can win, and they can feel like they're better than you. And those people, they must be a pain in the arse.
I've had a lot of people walking away from my pub door going, I'm going to knock you out, mate. I'm like, mate, you're walking away. What are you doing? No. If I have my trainers,
I'll fucking have you. I'll be back with your mates.
The best ones are wearing shoes and they're going, I've got my shoes on, mate. If I had my trainers on, I'm like, what? Your trainers give you fighting power or what? Like,
That's a good one.
what the hell, mate?
That is a good one.
Piss out of them. And they're there, and I'm like, you're walking away, mate. You said you're going to knock me out. I was like, where's your arms? I'll stretch Armstrong here. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's
Yes.
laughing at him. Do you know what I mean? And they don't come back the following week because you made him look a complete twat.
So if it came down to like a civil war, you'd be out there on the front lines.
No, other people can do that. I've got heart issues. I've got 4 stents and a dodgy
Oh,
leg.
of course you have. Of course you have. Yes.
If you've got about 1 million blokes going out there, bollocks to them. But if someone's in,
Yeah.
but if I'm out and someone's in difficulty, then I'll step in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind directing things from the sidelines. You know, that's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
You just go in there, young man, and go and punch his face.
Yeah. If you've got 1 million men out there doing whatever, I ain't gonna make no difference, am I?
No.
So you know what I mean. You got to weigh up the situation. If it's in my street, damn right, I'll be out there. Me and my son will be out there doing the do.
But this is in broad daylight, in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, absolute joke. It wound me up rotten when I saw it, mate. It really did.
That wouldn't happen here. Because people aren't like that where I live. It's what Bob was saying. It's traditional. It's high trust. You know, when you walk down the street here, unlike London, where you keep your head down because you don't want to make eye contact in case someone shanks you for being disrespectful. When you walk down the street here, people look at you in the eye. They smile at you. They'll say morning, even if they don't know you. Or they'll stop and say, lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's just how
like 3 guys stepped in. Yeah, when it was over, once it's all said and done, the damage was done, mate. If they, like we said, if he had knives and this, that, and everything else, that's it. He's done. He's dead. Oh, it's all right. I'm coming in now to help. They've walked away.
Yeah. I mean, last night was quite a raucous affair, as obviously the football was on. And with there being a pub 4 doors down, it was very noisy, lots of celebrations and things like that. But there was no trouble or anything like that at all. And there wouldn't be around here. Because as soon as it got to 11:30, everyone had gone and was in bed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But like I've said though many times, there's a huge difference between city life and market town life. They really are worlds apart, and I'm grateful that I live where I do.
Yeah, we'll have to do the Whiz Travels. I've got to be staff. I have to take it. We'll have to go to visit Jake. We'll do a live stream from Jake's house, and then we'll go somewhere else and do another live stream. The Whiz travels the houses of his subscribers.
We could get the ferry to the pub that has no electricity, that's in the middle of nowhere, so you could get to it by boat.
What?
That's a very strange place. Yeah. You can drive.
Yeah,
there is a track, but it's about a mile long and it only holds enough space for 1 car.
Oh.
So you can
get the other end and someone else comes, you're screwed.
Yes, exactly. And if you try and turn off, there's ditches either side, so you can't do that either.
Oh, yeah, you'd literally get ditched, mate.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's a strange place. But yeah, you can get some bloke will row you in a boat from the marina here out into the middle of nowhere and bring you back, obviously, afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have to do a whiz on tour.
Yeah, it should do. It would be good to see a few of the faces on here as well. That's exactly, Pouncy, what I don't want to happen here. And what I was really interested by is, I forgot to mention earlier, I had a look at that rape gang report today, and there's a map in there and it shows you the areas where it's taken place. And I was really interested to see that Norfolk had loads of them and Suffolk had none. So I'm really hoping that it stays like that, because we haven't got a Muslim community here.
Yep, you'll be all right then, mate. You
will
literally
I have heard there is one mosque. There is one. I've heard about it. Fortunately,
A
it's in the middle
mosque.
of nowhere. Yeah, a mosque. I was disgusted.
No. That's nuts.
But that's the skill of today, is we've managed to turn an 8-minute video into 2 hours and 9 minutes.
We're on it.
What people
Oh.
can't complain about that.
Oh no, that's how you get your money's worth, isn't it? Look at
Yeah.
that. I didn't bring my pills up. I thought, no, we'll be done by 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Well,
This is
well.
interesting what Pouncey's put about Shabana wants every town to be like that. Yes, she might want things to be like that. I don't want things to be like that. As far as I'm concerned, a whole lot of the Islamic community can get the fuck out and stay out. I don't want them here. They don't do anything in any society that improves it. Every country they end up in ends up a shithole. And I don't want them getting in here. And I am concerned about it because the Greens won the latest election and the Lib Dems were second. So I understand that people don't want it where they are. And I'm looking at that and thinking, I don't want it here. And I'm hoping that we can sort it out before that happens. But I do think that we are lucky in regard of the fact that it's isolated here. There's never been many immigrants around here. There's always been a handful, but never in a great numbers. Yes, John, you're right. Shabana will be disappointed when she finds out that's not what the British people want. Yes, in fact, the entire establishment are in for quite the shock when they realise that what they thought we wanted, actually we don't.
Yeah, and that Tommy Robinson debate, the people voting on the side for Islam won by 3 votes.
Did they?
That's how people are. Yeah, that was Jacob Rees-Mogg and whatever. They're actually on the for Islam. That's how twisted they are. That's how deluded they are. It's because they don't know. They're arguing about stuff they don't know. And saying, oh, they're saying this is wrong and that is wrong. Go on X. Listen to the videos. Listen to the Muslims.
That is true, because like I said, when I first was teaching, I used to share a flat, with a Muslim guy I'd met on teacher training. You know, he's a good bloke, and we got on well. He would tell me about Islam, but obviously I didn't know this at the time, but what he was telling me was the sort of proto-Dawah script. Islam is great, it's not what you think it is, and all this sort of thing. And then I found out later on, as many of us have, that they're just hell fucking lies. Yeah. And I learned through people like Nuria and through my friend Ellie, who unfortunately isn't posting at the minute, so I'm hoping that she's okay, who's also an ex-Muslim. And seeing those people and hearing what they had to say, I found really, really changed the way that I thought about Islam, because I'd never thought about it. I'd never even heard of the idea of apostates. So when I first heard of an ex-Muslim, it was just like, what?
Yeah.
What's that? What is that? What is so bad about Islam? And now I know. And it is disgusting and it is perverted, and every single aspect of it seems to be obsessed with sex.
Yeah. Basically.
And if you read that report that Rupert's put out, there's just the things in it are disgusting. They're just obsessed with shoving things into people. Anything is revolting. And the headline figure for all of you to remember for your homework is the number 87, because that is the percentage of rape gang offenders who have Islamic names. 87% are Islamic.
What, in rapes or in grooming gangs?
In the grooming gangs, 87% of the men are Islamic.
They always they are. Oh, but white people are rapists. White people have grooming gangs.
Yeah. Well, this is what's good for this one, because you don't need for once to have to play the per capita card that they fail to understand. The glory of that statistic is you don't need it, because that is the overall percentage. 87% of men. If anyone does actually want to look into that report, what I would suggest that you do is, if you download it or you just go and look at it online, scroll through the first couple of pages and just go to the executive summary, which is a couple of pages in. Just read what it says in that. You don't really need to read the rest of it, because the majority of the report is survivor stories, which I read a couple of them and I couldn't read anymore. It's horrible. So that's what most of it is, if you wanted to read it, but I couldn't. Horrible.
So what's the bit you recommend to read?
So the bit to read is, I'll write it in the chat, is executive summary. And it's about 4 or 5 pages in. You just scroll down until you see that. And then the executive summary is about 3, 4, 5 pages or something like that. And it just tells you what all the main things are. So it will tell you in there that 87% of men are Muslim, for example.
Right. What was the live we done where I put it up? Was that yesterday? What's today? Thursday? Was it Wednesday? Because I've got the link in the description of that video, of that live stream. I think I put on it grooming gang inquiry on the thumbnail. The link in the description is to that file, the PDF. Let me have a quick look.
Oh, so there is a link there. Oh, that's good, because Pouncey wanted one.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat. When was it? Oh yeah, Rupert Lowe Grooming Gang. Yeah, it's right there. So when was that? 17th. Yes, yesterday's live. It's in the description of yesterday's live. I've got the Wiz is holding a big grooming gang inquiry sign and his staff. So yeah, go there, click on that. It's a PDF. There you go, ladies and gents. See, the Wiz is looking after you. I said, put it there, mate. How cool's that?
If you want the basics, then just go and look at the executive summary. Tells you everything you need.
Because I did see Osmond Gold. They're going, oh, he's doing a live stream. He's just going to go through the whole thing. But
and if you can't be bothered to read it, Lotus Eaters, as Slim has said, they did a talk on it yesterday where they pretty much were looking at the executive summary. I mean, there is a lot more to it, but like I say, most of it is survivor stories, and they're horrible. And then there's some more. This actually I forgot about. If you want to know about the Islamic aspect, if you go to the last about the last third of the report, after they've got the survivor stories, it explicitly tells you how it links to Islam. So there's a whole section on how Islam is responsible for these rape gangs. But you don't need to worry about that, because we can go through it if you want to.
Does that link work? Or is it? Does it need a space?
Yeah, here you go. Oh. If you want to know about the Islamic aspect, if you get the report, go to page 116. That's where you find out about Islam. The executive summary is on page 7. And I would just read those and read the conclusion. You don't really need to read the rest of it unless you actually want to find out about how the gangs operate, what people had to go through. If you just want the basic figures, executive summary, conclusion, then have a look at the Islamic bit, then you'll be very well informed.
And the conclusion. I'm writing all this down, so I was going to read it like I didn't want it.
Page 7, page 116, and then there's the conclusion as well, which is on page, I've closed it now. Conclusion is page 154.
154.
Yeah. So if you were to read those bits, you're looking at probably about 10 to 12 pages in total. So it's not a huge amount. I appreciate that not everyone reads. I mean, that's something that I read it in about 5 minutes, but I appreciate for other people it'd take a lot longer to take that in.
That's sweet. Oh, happy
it
days.
To be honest, it doesn't say anything that wasn't in the other report. It's all stuff we've heard before.
Oh, both links worked. Oh, that was lucky. Right, you got the link in the chat. If not, it's on yesterday's live stream. And Jake's just told you what pages you need. What more do you need, eh?
And obviously, you can have a look at those specific pages if you want to on another occasion, because I have gone through it and highlighted bits.
Right, cool. Happy days. Right, there we go. There we go, ladies and gents. Right, I better go and take my meds, and Jake's going to go and chill out. And
don't read that report before bedtime. And Dizzy is correct. It is boys and animals, and I know we joke about the animal aspect, but it does happen, and it does mention boys in the report too.
Holy crap,
just
mate.
Awful. I really do believe that this is a genocide. Never mind fucking Gaza and cunting Palestine. This rape scandal is a genocide that's happening in front of us, and that's, we need to sort this out. But
Grooming gang genocide. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. 2026.
Did I mention before, Nelly? I did send you an email. So hopefully it's the right one. If it's not, you don't hear anything, then send me another message. But I did try and send one. Can't remember if it's today or yesterday.
Oh,
and good luck back. Well, Nelly, good luck with the neurodiversity sessions.
Yeah, that should be good. That'd be cool. I'm live at 1 o'clock tomorrow. If you're about, if anyone's about, we're talking about the Makerfield result. That'll be in at 4 a.m. So we'll be talking about that at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, it's a bonus live, a bonus whiz moment. Jake, I don't know if you want to be up on screen and discuss that Makerfield results or not, or however you're feeling. Or
I can do that if you want to do that. And I'm easy, as everyone knows, very easy, very, very easy.
Yeah, it'd be good to discuss it and see what's going on, see what all you guys think. I mean, if any of you really, really want to say something, then, I mean, you can call in and come up with Jake and I and have your say. It's not a problem, I suppose. Not a problem.
And
it's all good.
Also, I hope Nelly comes on and speaks on Sunday as well. I think that'd be really great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sunday is always a call-in. The Sunday, guaranteed 1 p.m, ladies and gents. So it's all good. Happy days.
Good
right,
stuff.
Go on then, you lot. Go and enjoy your evenings. Relax. Do whatever you do. Have a bottle of red wine.
Thank you very much. It's been
a pleasure as always.
And thanks also to all the people in the chat. They're a really, really good bunch. And, I'm glad that we get to have these discussions and these chats and see each other around. It's good.
Yep, definitely.
Good community.
Definitely. All right, everyone's in the chat saying their goodbyes. Yep, good. Take it easy. Cheers for that, Jake.
See you later. Bye.
See you later, mate. Boom. That was good, wasn't it? A 10-minute video into 2.5 hours. Only Jake and I can do that. That's the power of the wizard, mate. But thanks to every single one of you in chat. I really appreciate you spending your time with us and going through that and having your say as well, obviously, because we've got to let you have your say, haven't we? We're back Sunday with the call-in show. And don't forget, tomorrow, bonus. It's a bonus, 1 p.m. We'll talk about the Makerfield result, whoever it is, won. Oh, we'll see. And thanks to Robert and for Olga for the membership donations. I really, really appreciate it. Nice of you to gift 25 of them today. It's amazing. It's amazing. So everybody take it easy, stay safe, live the dream, and I will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. and I won't be late. But for now, ladies and gents, that is the wizard's words.